You know, if you're not out here giving these rappers dome, you're not showing love, bro.
Brother.
Like, it is crazy. You cannot.
Dome?
No, that's what it's really, you gotta give top. One thing I know about Kanye after all these antics, he loves hip hop and he wants to be remembered.
Wait a minute, what do you think he wants his legacy to be? Did you talk about that?
No, I didn't. I could just tell that he loves hip hop and he loves being able to contribute to hip hop. And I could tell from this album and listening to this album that, you know, he's trying to find hip hop again.
I ain't here to discredit Khaled. I'm talking about 2026. And that song he just dropped with Future Lil Baby. I'm gonna need a different song. Hey, what's the next song? Like, hey man, I'm glad you out here still, like.
But that ain't the one.
Nah, man, like whatever gumbo you usually mixing together, man, I don't know if it's turmeric or something, it was missing something.
Bow, there she goes. That's Nadeska, New York. I'm Ebro with Eddie and Nick right here in our Los Angeles studios. What's up, gentlemen?
It's good to have you in real life, man. I'm used to seeing you like on a screen.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Dang.
On Vivo.
You look clean in real life.
Yo,
man.
Eddie's a great actor too because I be seeing Eddie in real life all the time, just not on this show.
It's different.
Why?
Because we interact different when we're in the show. I see you in passing in real life.
Yeah, but we just did verses together like a
You
little
were
while
busy
ago.
though.
I'm busy
He
right now
breezes
trying
past you.
Yeah.
I'm busy right now trying to keep this
Yeah,
show on the
he
rails.
acts different when he's Executive E, right?
Okay,
It's
he's big
different.
time.
Yeah.
He's big time.
Executive E. How am I different? I would love to hear more about this.
You're richer when you're
Let's talk
executive
about it
E.
later.
Like you're every man when it's hip hop E. When you're executive E, I can feel the wealth. Like I come in a room, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be in here. Like this is like the wealthy people area.
Wait, two things. First, that's ridiculous. Second,
No, that's a fact. They
No.
look at you like, see yourself out, please.
Yeah.
nah, wait, but the
I've been
Nadeska
there
was
with
like,
you,
we'll
Eddie.
talk about it later. Like, like, we can't talk about this in public. Yo, let's start with these comments. Because I
okay.
know this will get Eddie going, because I don't know if he's gonna share what he put in the group chat, but it says here, this is the headline. It's had nothing to do with me. I don't know who wrote this, but older black men come to Yeat's defense. I don't know why that was framed that way, but that's what it says here.
Okay, what they said?
Yo, I mean, it's literally, I don't know, but I don't know how they know these are older black
it
men.
ain't.
No,
It ain't.
they're saying their ages in the
Because
comments.
they're saying it in the comments. One
I
person
know.
says, I'm a 30-year-old
One
light-skinned
says he's
man.
30
Very
years
specific.
and light skinned.
Well, there you go. We got we know why you defending Yeat.
And then
It's your other half defending Yeat. That ain't that half. It's the other half.
And then somebody 34, but this is about Kanye. So, he said, and I love Yeat, no lie. He said, it's funny y'all talk about Kanye West with so much hate about what he said, but nobody cares about Jay-Z's show. I'm 34, black man, I love Yeat.
You know what's crazy about that? Is we showed Kanye so much love in that.
Did y'all?
It was like, we understand this is his best album since Pablo, blah, blah, blah.
Right,
it was love, but it was just like, personally, because of the million things that I'm not even gonna reiterate right now, that he's done, said, his actions, we have certain issues with separating the art from the artist. But outside, we were like, very pro Kanye in this, but you know what? It's the internet.
Listen,
and no
you
one
know,
cares.
if you're not out here giving these rappers dome, you're not showing love, bro.
Brother.
Like, it is crazy. You cannot.
Dome?
No, that's what it's really, you got to give top.
Brother, we just talking about how you're an executive. Like you can't say
But I mean, this is for the show. This is for the show.
Yeah, he can
This
rap,
is
it's
for the
rap like
everyman.
Ebro.
It's rap like,
He
y'all
can
said it
rap
was
like Ebro.
different.
Rap
Y'all
Life.
said it was different.
I'm
can't
surprised that
say
Rap
that.
Life Ebro was at Kanye's house. I learned this in the comments because I didn't see last week's episode.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
nah,
shocking
I
to
went
me.
because, look, one of the biggest rappers of all time is putting out a record. We had a conversation. Everybody was saying, you know, the apology, whatever. Let's hear what the music sounds like. So we all decided, hey, we're going to put the music in, you know, all the places to try to give it some shine and get feedback from the audience because he's moving different. That was kind of the consensus. Now there are people who don't agree with that. There are people who do agree with that. So we were kind of like, all right, let's see what goes. So I went and listened to the music. And I was pretty much, we didn't have a discussion about his transgressions, but we did talk about the music. And I like the music. And I, like you said, Eddie, we were kind of saying that album was what the album was.
What do y'all want from us, man? Like,
I told you what they want. That's what bro, I'm not even, where's Low when I need him, man? I need some of that Woo-Sa Low, that kind of my 2026, I'm not going to say negative stuff Low. I need that. He hasn't stuck to his.
no, hell no. Hell no.
But like, I'm like, at this point, like, you can't really objectively you can't be objective because people just want you to pick a side.
Yeah.
Like there's no, you can't say, yo, I love the music, but I hate the person.
Yeah.
Or I want to like the person, but the person's doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I love the music.
Yeah.
Like people aren't, and especially hyper fans. Like we've talked about fandom multiple weeks in a row, which that even last week got a whole discussion going because I was talking about the algorithm. And it's like these people don't see, you see it.
Yeah.
You've been attacked on the algorithm, or now anytime you pop out, there's naysayers jumping in your comments because you've had an opinion about an artist.
Yeah.
So once again, if you're not giving top, complete, unadulterated love.
Okay. I thought it was gonna go somewhere different. Love. Okay. Perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like
yes.
you can't like,
Yeah.
and that's why I think we've spent so much time on this show talking about this hyper fandom and trying to really find the nuance between, like, I'm a fan of an artist and I'm a fan of hip hop.
Yeah.
Right, and trying to like drill down in that because I think that conversation needs to happen. Rob Markman was up here and he was talking about we had been infiltrated.
Yeah.
Of the
And they had issues with that. It was every time Rob talks is because some people can view. I think Rob is very impartial. He seems like he's willing to have nuanced conversations about music, and it stays for the most part strictly about music. And because of like past things, there's people that feel he's anti-Drake. So anytime Rob says something, there's Drake fans coming in to come at him, and he seems like one of the most impartial people we have in like the hip hop podcast, talking head space. And it's something I've been saying for a while, and this is a different conversation. Rap just isn't fun. Like, the music can be fun, but the discussion part of it, like culturally, what do? We go to the barbershop, we crack jokes, everything's fun, we talk about sports, and it usually gets pretty heated. But it usually comes from a place of like, I'm joking, I'm playing, like it's all good.
But the reason we're talking about it is because we love it.
Yeah, but when we try to have fun with it, we're inundated with negative opinions or people thinking we have a certain viewpoint that a lot of times we don't even really have. And it starts with, you're an idiot, you're this, you're that. And that has more to do with internet culture than just specifically hip hop. Yeah. But it seems like more and more having these conversations about music, we love music, bro. Like, music is a fun topic. People don't want to have fun when discussing it.
I mean, Nadeska, were you surprised that I went to Kanye's house for work, or surprised should I have been on some sort of like, I'm not going? Look, I said that about the show. I wasn't going to the show and doing all that. But as far as, one of the biggest artists we have putting out an album, I felt like it was the right due diligence to go listen to the project.
Which you said was good.
Which was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't pre-promote. I don't know if anybody probably not paid attention. I went before the album came out and didn't pre-promote. It wasn't like on the internet talking about it because I didn't think that was something I wanted to be a part of. Like I wanted it to come out and people have their own opinion.
That's executive right? I think in this job that we have, there's a little bit of a balance. Even if you don't love something or you feel some way about it and you felt very strongly about Kanye in the past few years, I think in your role as an executive here, you probably had to show up and listen to the album, right? I mean, I personally have not listened to the album a lot, and I'm actually like really tired of reiterating myself, so I'm not gonna repeat why. I just don't care. It's like really that simple. So nobody be mad at me. I don't feel like strongly in either direction. I've like shared all of my feelings toward Kanye. I just really don't care. The end.
So
there's like other music that I'm excited about, like Isaiah Rashad. Yeah, exactly. That's where I am right now.
Well, I would say it's interesting too. I think it should be studied too, because how much of what we saw from Kanye over the last 10 years needed to happen to sell clothes, because he was having success with selling clothes, and other endeavors outside the music, right? Like we see a lot of artists begin to do other things because they don't make as much money from the music deals. So they start to do other things to, do business and create revenue streams, right? Buying things, promoting things, other content, whatever the stuff is. Because I do think what Kanye has done to play on the internet, to create noise, to whatever. And that might have, once again, could be mental health, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing, but it also could just be promo. Because I'm a firm believer he knew when to shut up. but he also knew when to spark it up.
But he
And it
kind
was
of,
always,
but he kind of didn't know when to shut up because there was times where like there wasn't really anything to promote, and you're like, Kanye,
yeah,
you
he
just
had
calling
those
Beyonce,
unraveling
yeah,
moments.
like you're calling Beyonce
yeah.
and Jay-Z's kids something you shouldn't
Yeah,
be calling
that's true,
it. Like
that's
there
true.
were plenty of times where
That
like
was true.
there was no end game, and he was just wilding out.
But how much of now, like someone like Nadeska and probably even yourself, there's nothing he could say lyrically on an album, probably, and musically that he could do that would make you be like, I want to listen to this all the time.
Yeah, because I can acknowledge the music is good, and it's the conversation we've had. And I don't think this is a weird thing to say. Sometimes it can be hard to separate the art from the artist. Like case in point, if like Nicki Minaj comes out tomorrow, it's gonna be weird listening to her with all the stuff she's done recently. And it just kind of there's actors like that. Like when you watch them on screen, you're like, oh, you've done stuff where this is kind of weird for me. Like, you know, like if you watch it, I don't even want to bring up somebody. But yeah, so where Kanye, because he's the most extreme case for this.
Yeah.
And there's nuance to this too. Like there's other people, and if you want to dig deep into specifically music artists and you want to start playing the morality game, it gets really weird. So I'm never here to tell people where to check your morals when consuming art. That's not what I'm gonna do for you. I know for me,
Listen,
it can be difficult, specifically when I'm talking about Kanye.
I know it's unpopular to talk about. I had it with Michael Jackson back in the day.
He did.
Oh, they're gonna come for you.
I did. There was a moment when I was like, before Remember the Time. You know what I'm
Before
saying?
that,
Before Remember the Time came out and we was all like, ooh, Mike back. That was a thing. There was from probably Bad all the way, like Bad, I was kind of like, it's cool. All the way to Remember the Time. I wasn't into a lot of those antics. There was a lot of things going on that I just wasn't into. And then Remember the Time happened. And look, I love Michael Jackson. He's got childhood eras that, you know what I'm saying, that I love. I love like we've talked about Mike on the show before. But there was just the shenanigans, the tabloid, all of the stuff that was just kind of like, it's ruining the music.
yeah, and like I said, the morality tale stuff gets weird. Like I'm not, so I gotta turn my alarm off. My cleaning lady's coming, so my
Yo,
apologies.
somebody making money over here talking about cleaning ladies. Nah.
I was like, what's going on? No, but
it's different.
No, but like I said, like morality gets weird. Like if you want to start checking some of your all-time great artists, all-time great, it gets slippery. So I'm not gonna play that game for you. But I get on the platform and I'm talking about my personal opinion. And for him specifically, it gets weird. For others, well, how come you don't feel that way about so-and-so? I could be like, I ain't sitting there screaming, I'm listening to it on a mountaintop, but when it comes on, I ain't turning it off. And don't get it fucked up. Like if some old Kanye comes on, I'm still gonna listen to it.
I still listen to a lot of that.
You know, like if Through the Wire comes on, I'm not gonna turn it off.
That was the time and place. That was the time and place.
A lot of the scrutiny is kind of from bad faith actors that we're getting online too, though, right? Because they'll say, well, why do you feel this way about somebody, but not do that to somebody else? And that person's claims aren't substantiated, right? So it's like you're just arguing like a straw man in a way. It's like a lot of the things. So
whataboutisms.
Yeah, exactly.
The whataboutism.
Like, none of that has been
But
proven.
the thing with an artist as big as Kanye is like if a few people like me don't really care to spend time with the music and check out the shows, it really doesn't matter, does it? Right? Because he still has this, because he still has such, me?
Yeah, because people be like, well, it's your job to talk. People are going to throw that at you. Well, it's your job to talk about it.
No, I just said that. Listen, as my job, sure, I will listen to the album. I will listen to it so I could give you like my thoughts, but I'm not gonna go back and play the album. So I'm talking about anybody else who feels similarly to me. I'm just saying he still has such a big audience that I don't really think it matters. He's still gonna do fine. So him getting banned from entering the UK and the Wireless Festival being canceled, I'm sure that was a huge logistical headache for the organizers of that festival. But for Kanye, this just seems like excellent marketing. Like I would be shocked if there's not some other festival somewhere trying to figure out how they can book him, because now the story is like, look, the UK won't let him in, or you guys are willing to travel and spend more money to come to a different country. It's gonna make it a bigger moment.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they made him a bit of a martyr in that way, right? Where now there's gonna be people rallying behind him to support him even more and maybe even enable him to kind of unleash a little bit, which I don't know if is the right
It doesn't
thing to do.
seem like that's who he wants to be. Because he didn't take the social media after the ban. He absolutely was like, look, I have more work to do.
You showed some grace.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, look, I think that's the real test here, right? Over the next several years, will Kanye West continue to be contrite and try to be a positive person and like humble himself? Well, that was one of the biggest you know, I was cracking jokes last week about standing on top of the globe and the art installation and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, when I thought about it, what I failed to say was it was more about like, if you're trying to come down off your high horse and connect with people again and connect with community and get people to believe in you as a human, why are you standing so far away and on top of the globe? Why is that the imagery you're trying to dole out at this juncture while you're trying to ingratiate yourself back to people? It's very
because it's Kanye.
No, I know, but that's also
But does
why
it
I didn't
matter?
like
I
it.
guess my question to you all is, does it matter? If there's like a fraction of the population who doesn't care or engage with the music, does it even matter?
No.
Because he's such a big artist that there's still so many people who are gonna engage. And like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, there are also new fans, right? People who are not us, who weren't following Kanye from the beginning. They joined later, and so now they're gonna ride for him and they're gonna be there to support. In my opinion, it doesn't matter.
Well, so
and like that
but
festival getting canceled is a great storyline for him.
Yeah, I think that storyline of being the outlaw and that whole thing, I don't know if that is going to help his legacy of where he wants to be, because I'll tell you this. One thing I know about Kanye after all these antics, he loves hip hop and he wants to be remembered.
Wait a minute, what do you think he wants his legacy to be? Did you talk about that?
No, I didn't. I could just tell that he loves hip hop and he loves being able to contribute to hip hop. And I could tell from this album and listening to this album that, you know, he's trying to find hip hop again. You know what I mean? And what that means to him today. I think he went through a period of trying to, and I think all artists do this, you know, where they're trying to be bigger than the thing that they loved, and bigger than the people that brought them to the dance, and bigger, and I want to be bigger, and I need to go to higher heights and farther and farther and farther. And then at a certain point, I think, and I'm just saying this as an old head, you go, wait, where am I trying to go again? And what did I just do?
Like you lost the plot.
And you're like, wait, I want to go back and do the stuff that I love to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a part of him that, you know, just listening to this album and the way the beats are chopped and the way he's rhyming on the project, I'm hearing somebody trying to find himself, the person that he knows people loved. And I think he lost that. And I think and look, I mean, he's a father of 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's some humanity in there somewhere. And, you know, and once again, with the mental health and all the other things, which I don't know nothing about, time will tell. You know what I'm saying? I could be completely wrong. And next week he could be doing something
like
wild.
If Kanye can still change the game, because in my opinion, the legacy is already
I don't think that.
I guess, in my opinion, I guess it's like, what more can he build? Like,
I don't think he's trying to build. I think he's trying to find. I think when you get to a certain age, it's not about building as much as it's about finding and securing and stabilizing and really trying to be something that, you know, you could feel proud of. You guys think he feels proud right now?
And at that point, isn't that just helping out and giving back and supporting other artists in the genre and not it just being about you?
It could be.
I feel like my big takeaway from the album was Kanye being scared to fully be himself. He doesn't want to show all of that ego on this album is what I felt, but he was also still trying to say, even in the skits from Like His Mom, is that he still had self-esteem. So I felt like he tried to walk that balance on this album, but in the grand scheme of things, it kind of left everything kind of flat.
So so what was what'd you think of the album?
I thought it was flat. I thought there was no edge. I thought there was no intensity.
Which is all things Kanye's never lacked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think he's trying to find that on here, but I do think he don't want to step on toes.
But I also think, like, I was listening to some old Kanye the other day. I mean, even just something like Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Yeah.
He's been telling you for years exactly who he is.
Yeah.
This conflicted, materialistic, knowledgeable, wanting to be egotistical, but insecure. Like, he's been telling you. That's one of the things we loved, was the fact that he was a conflicted, you know, individual who was creative and whatever. And now, and to your point, you get to this album, I felt like he didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, agreed.
Which is why it felt like, to me, like, oh, okay, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find your footing because you lost yourself completely.
Do you think he has nothing to say, or that he's afraid to say how he really feels because all eyes are on him and this could be a make or break moment for the rest of his career?
if that's, I think, a glass half empty look at it. I'm looking at it like, damn, you wrote a long letter. You're talking about this CTE from this accident. You're talking about your mental health and taking your medication. You damn near, at least publicly, it looked like you lost a relationship with with your kids and whatever. Your sales are down on all your things. Like, people are starting to not care.
What would he be scared of saying? I'm trying to follow. Like, Kanye scared to show all of himself. Like, which parts? What would he be scared to share?
Like his views on politics and the world. I think he's walking that back now. Because he could have, like...
Well, he didn't walk back.
Like, you mean saying that he's still a Trump supporter? Like,
yeah, he didn't walk back Donald Trump. He never walked that back. He never walked back hanging out with Nick Fuentes. Right. He never walked back the Candace Owens stuff.
Right.
He never walked back, give me another one. I'm sure
the only thing he walked back was anti-Semitism.
The anti-Semitism.
He walked that back. And that could be a financial play.
Right. You know what I mean?
Because all the other stuff, like if you're black and you're anti-black, which, I mean, let's be clear.
Yeah, he apologized to black people.
Yeah, like he did. I mean,
he did, right?
I just don't recall it. But also, there's a lot more nuance to that than if you're a black person talking very anti-Semitic. Like, there's a whole community that, like, you're not in.
Well, you're not of that community.
So he's been very apologetic of that. But
if you're out here Jewish and you're saying things that, are critiquing that community,
then you got to be like, okay,
different.
all right.
Yeah.
CTE, though, is funny to me. Can't you not check CTE until someone's dead, though?
I don't know.
He really said he had CTE?
He said
that was the thing
in the letter. He was saying that
from a brain injury.
He said a brain injury. He didn't say CTE.
Wow.
I assume that's what.
I think that's what it is.
Oh, because you can't check.
I thought brain injury was CTE.
No, because CTE you won't know. The only way to diagnose CTE is to like study someone's brain
right after they
died. Yeah. So if you say CTE, I'm like, huh? But okay, all right, cool.
On to the new music that just dropped. Snoop Dogg has a new album. He got some slappers on there.
Shout out to Snoop.
Yeah, listen to it.
Nah. That's tight, though. Shout out to Snoop.
Wait, so you're not checking for Snoop at all?
Nah.
But you listen to the Kanye album?
I mean, okay. Look, first of all, musically, Kanye and Snoop are in completely different spaces over the last 10 years of music. Like, so I'm at least curious to where, like, all right, Kanye had what, 2 bad albums, right? What?
It depends on what you want to call bad.
Post Pablo, how many albums was that? Like
there's
2,
like
3?
4 in there, I think.
That are bad? There's
no,
like 4 total. There's like 4 total.
There's 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so over the last...
Oh, wait, there's Donda.
There's Donda 2.
Yay.
Vultures 2.
What's the Blue album?
Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts.
Well, Kids See Ghosts is good.
There's Yay.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. Like 5 albums.
That over here, Nick will study that. Musically, they've been, over the last decade, Snoop and Kanye been in 2 completely different spaces. Like, Kanye is, you can make the argument that Kanye is the greatest rapper of all time. Somebody will argue that. All I said
was Snoop has some slappers on there.
I'm answering Nadeska's question.
And you said you wasn't going to listen.
I'm answering Nadeska's question.
I understand.
So, if Kanye's back, I do have a curiosity towards it. I haven't seen conversations like, yo, Snoop's album, you guys. Snoop's back. I haven't seen those conversations. So I'm just not as curious. And if we're going to have the conversation about stuff Kanye's done, after what Snoop did, and we all know what it is. Like, I don't need to go and explain that one. I'm still kind of like this when I see Snoop.
Snoop
I'm
at
like,
the Trump crypto thing.
Yeah, I'm still like leery. I'm like, I'm not all the way anti-Snoop, but I'm just like,
it's more musical for you though than...
Yeah, it's like, I don't, Snoop's cool, but musically they've been in completely different spaces over the last decade. So Kanye, I can be curious. I'm not as curious when it comes to Snoop music nowadays. Like, Snoop releases a lot of music, man.
Yep. I mean, it's curiosity. There you go, Nadeska. But Snoop got some slappers on the album.
All right, man. The album's cool. I listened to the Snoop album. It's cool. There's some great beats on there. He's on his OG, let me give you some wisdom, do you know who I am kind of shit. There's a couple of bops. I was surprised to see Trinidad James on there, but I was like, all right, this is cool. Like, it's not a bad album. There are some songs on there.
See, now I might be curious. Now I might be curious.
Man, but, I don't understand. Hold on. Curious, not curious, work, not work, who we can't listen to. I don't know.
I like Nadeska today.
She's irritated.
I like this.
I guess I'm a little irritated.
I'm not going to call a woman irritated. I wouldn't do that because I support women. I support black
No,
women.
I'm just,
Calling
I,
a black
you know
woman
what it is?
irritated.
I'm
A human who
confused.
happens to be a
Color me
woman can't be
confused.
irritated? That's out of line?
I wouldn't personally say that. That's crazy talk.
Wait, what?
I support black women in workspaces.
Bossman Dlow. Shout out to Bossman Dlow. Came by the Ebro show. I was very interested. I don't know about y'all, but
Yup.
when I first heard Bossman Dlow rhyming, I was like, okay, how are we gonna do full albums with this style? Like, is every song gonna feel
With that flow.
with that flow? And I really wanted to talk to him because I've seen him evolve his patterns and his flows and his personality on different records and still maintain like picking dope beats and having dope production and all that. So we talked about that.
Probably the first artist that I would listen to ever was probably like Wiz Khalifa, like Lil Wayne, you feel me? Yeah. But it's like where I came up with mine is just because all that you just named, that's very important. You know what I'm saying? Pockets and the beat, everything matters. You know what I'm saying? So, but really, what I get mine from just researching everybody, like every artist. Like I don't want to. My biggest thing was I don't want to sound like none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to sound like nobody.
Bossman Dlow, the full convo. Not the most talkative individual. I'm glad he came by. That's our second sit down though.
Word.
But I really like the kid.
I liked his album too.
I like Dlow.
No, that
I
album.
had to hit up Nick. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, is this beat selection got way better? Because Motion Party went crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I love how we have like charts and stats for everything. It was the #1 most played song in Atlanta strip clubs. Did you know that?
I did not know specifically in the strip club.
Yeah, it was the #1 Atlanta strip club song. So shout out to Bossman Dlow, Motion Party. But you know, sometimes you
With
just
the neck and my back samples
Right.
helping you out. Right?
It'd do that. So shout out to the strippers that got loose to Bossman Dlow. We appreciate all the work that you guys are doing for our community. But then,
I never took you as a strip club guy, Eddie.
I don't like strip clubs. I don't like window shopping. I see a naked woman, it's for a purpose. Like I'm just gonna look. Like that's crazy for
I'm
me.
sorry I said anything
It's
about it. Let's
all
keep
over the
moving.
place today.
I'm
This got
listening.
crazy.
I have natural. Anyways, so then like
He's just so excited to have you over there, E. This is crazy.
Nah, listen, I never even heard. I mean, I hear you though, bro.
you like strip clubs?
Do I like strip
Yeah.
clubs?
What's your opinion on strip clubs?
I have liked strip clubs. I'm not a frequenter of strip clubs. It's not like a place I would go to just, I'm just going to have, I'm not one of them people who's like, I'm just going to have chicken wings.
I just don't like the
I'm not one of them
exchange.
people.
Like I give money and then nothing. It's like, oh, I saw you naked. That's tight. And then another.
So
more
interestingly enough, I'm not a big lap dance, throw money guy.
Yeah,
I never
like-
did that. Matter of fact,
I really didn't think we were going to get this in depth. Come
well,
on,
no,
guys.
but I know, but Nadeska, what I
asked.
did want to share was I'm notorious for actually, if my friends are throwing money and it's exorbitant amounts of money, I will actually grab some and pocket it. Because if it's
No,
this
you won't.
if
No,
this
you
is
won't.
just going,
No,
out,
you're
like,
not-
give me
you're
some
not
of that, bro.
serious.
Like what we talking
Nah.
about?
I thought for a second you were going to say you were the guy that sits down with the stripper and tries to turn her life around.
I've been that guy.
Oh,
I've been that guy. I've been that guy.
No, you're that guy?
I don't go
Why
enough.
are you doing this? You're that guy?
Yeah. You don't
I'll be
have
like,
to
yo,
live like this.
Yeah, you're so smart. Like,
No,
what?
I don't do all that. I'll be
Okay.
like, yo, why you here?
You're trying to turn her life around?
This was 90s stuff, though. So I haven't been in a long time. But it's happening.
You guys are the worst people to strip club. It's like, nah, we're here for a purpose. So, but I will say this, right? So Motion Party goes crazy, but by the time I got to Naked Hustle, I knew for a fact Bossman Dlow was trying to do something different on this album.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, we're doing some different sounds. When I sent that to you,
Yeah.
what was your exact way of phrasing?
I was like,
your
it
Naked
sounds
Hustle?
like Honestly Never Mind.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like the Drake dance album. And also what we learned is that being produced.
The whole album doesn't sound like that.
But
No,
that's
no, not
specific.
of all
I
of
don't
Dlow's.
think Bossman Dlow 3 years ago would even did a song like that.
Right, he's evolving. But what we learned is that Beam produced on Naked Hustle,
Yes.
who also produced on Honestly Never Mind.
I love
So
Beam.
he's-
Yo, shout out to Beam.
Shout out
bro.
to Beam. Shout out to
Yeah.
that whole Miami sound that Bossman Dlow is also kind of exploring on this album, which is due in part, Beam also has some of those ties as well. So it makes sense.
Talking strip out of strip club. That's crazy.
I want to shout out Buddy.
Yeah.
My man Simi Sims, the third project. That J-Rock record is crazy. There's a lot on there. Isaiah Rashad, new single out. Isaiah Rashad, Back Outside, loving that. Khaled.
Yo, this is a great one. No, we got to stop on this for a
All
minute.
right,
It's
here,
been
let's stop.
5 years.
Okay.
It has been 5 years. So I don't know, to anybody watching who's never listened to Isaiah Rashad, so this is going to be his third official album, but this man releases excellent albums. So 2021 was The House is Burning, and then The Sun's Tirade was 2016-ish. If you haven't heard any of those, I feel like you could go back and listen to songs like Free Lunch. I'll think about a couple. But anyway, this song is excellent. So he's been through a lot in the past few years. The album, the trailer said it's dropping, I believe, May 1st. What's it called? It's Been Awful?
It's Been Awful.
It's Been Awful. Yeah, it's just a really great song. Like his music, I love it. It's like hip hop. It's always like jazzy. It's got a bit of soul. And he's always like talking about some real shit. And when I listened to this song, I was like, this sounds like a little bit familiar to me. And I realized the flow kind of sounded like DMX on Damien, the way he raps on that song. Anyway, excellent song. I'm looking forward to this. This made me really, really excited about this album. This immediately jumped to, you know, like top 3 of my most anticipated of the year. So please check out this new track from Isaiah Rashad.
Nadeska interview coming soon?
Or Ebro interview. Who knows?
Okay,
I don't know. I'm just excited for the album, wherever he interviews, you know?
All right.
No, Isaiah's great. And a great guy and somebody that I think, like she was saying, if you like lyrics and you like albums that have depth, storytelling, and great artistry and musicianship, Isaiah Rashad for sure. So that's a great album for the year. Khaled, Future, and Lil Baby. I didn't see this one coming. I'm not sure what's the album? A Lamb of God. The question right now is, does Khaled still have what Khaled had before when he's rolling out a project?
Khaled just know the bodies is buried or something. Khaled, a lot of people must owe Khaled a favor. Like, I don't know what's going on no more. Like, he got Jay-Z in the studio with him still. I'm like, damn, in 2026, Khaled really, like, that Major Key thing must have really had us.
Yeah.
It had us by the grip. What was that, 2016 or something?
Well, I don't know if it's about bodies. I think as much as people just really like Khaled as a human being. And I think people love Khaled's passion for the game and the artistry he's trying to put together. Now, whether or not you like what he stands for, or you like his albums, or you like how things go out, that's one thing. But I've seen a lot of people who are producers like Khaled who get the right people in the room and can bring energy into a project. And I think a lot of artists are inspired by that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they continue to want to work with him.
It's something because he still got the connects, man. Like, Khaled phone ain't dry, so shout out to Khaled. But
it also works though too, right?
It ain't work on this song.
You're not feeling this one.
Nah, it works, but historically, it's worked for like 15 plus years.
Yeah.
Like that, like Khaled's done that.
20.
Yeah, like I ain't here to discredit Khaled. I'm talking about 2026, and that song he just dropped with Future and Lil Baby. I'm gonna need a different song. Hey, what's the next song? Like, hey man, I'm glad you out here still. Like,
but that ain't the one.
Nah, man. Like whatever gumbo you usually mixing together, man. I don't know if it's turmeric or something. It was missing something. Like, you went to the wrong seafood store, man. The shrimp went bad. Like, oh, the scallops ain't hitting. The okra's wrong. Like something in that gumbo. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
that wasn't it, my boy.
Gucci Mane dropped Crash Dummy, his response to the whole Pooh Shiesty incident. I was actually surprised by this record.
That seems like
I didn't know Gucci Mane would delve so deep into the incident. That's what was shocking for me.
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't dislike the record. The content of the record, I didn't,
Because it ain't like Gucci Mane's going to be on Plaque Boy Max's live stream talking about the robbery.
Right.
So I was kind of wondering, like, because you know how the internet is. Like, narratives kind of get blown out of proportion, and it's all of us being detectives, talking about snitching and rats and what happened, and to hear from the horse's mouth, like, to a degree, I'm like, did that really go down? Like, what? And you listen to Gucci, I'm like, oh, that really is what happened. Like, we got the narrative correctly. So it was cool hearing Gucci say it. I don't know how that works in court and all such things, but
I don't know if
I guess it wouldn't. Yeah, I guess that's not.
It's
his
not
problem.
like he's in trouble. He ain't do nothing.
Yeah,
he's the victim. He can tell his story. If he want to tell his story.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing I was thinking about the entire time, and I never really talked about it, was like Gucci Mane get paid off all of this.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you can't at gunpoint force somebody to sign paperwork. That won't hold up in court.
I mean, they didn't know that was going to get to court, though.
But I'm just saying, like, when you think about the entire operation that they were trying to pull.
Yeah.
There were
holes in it.
There was problems. There was a lot of problems.
Yeah, the ankle monitor on. That's a hole.
Yeah, P.O. called you. P.O. called you, like, why you not at home?
Yeah, there was a few holes in the
No, but
there were Ocean's 11.
Specifically to the contract.
Yes.
That won't hold up in court.
But they didn't know that it was going to get to court.
No,
they
I'm saying
they had it.
No. Even if you would have had the document signed, right? And you're like, yes, I have this document signed, and the lawyers go, oh, okay, this document has been signed. We're gonna now let you out of your deal. How did you get this document signed? Like, there would still have to be some sort of communication with lawyers to get paperwork changed. So you understand where I'm going?
Listen, guys, I don't think
they thought this through. But
in theory, it made sense. They got the signature.
Right.
On the level in which they were thinking,
Right.
That doesn't work.
they got the signature they were
Physical
looking
signature.
for. Yeah, they got the signature.
Releasing it.
In other controversial news, Offset, who came out at Coachella in a wheelchair, also dropped a single.
He did.
We're the Baddies. Isn't this out of the Tupac playbook?
Listen, bro.
Ain't this the, like, didn't Pac do the wheelchair skit and stand up? Oh, no, Snoop. I'm sorry, Snoop.
Yeah,
Remember Snoop did the wheelchair?
Snoop never got shot, though.
Yeah, but
Snoop,
he still did the murder was the case,
But
but there was a real shooting.
Yeah, but he
and
didn't
it was a
get
real
shot.
trial.
Yeah, but here's my thing. I would just, me being me, I would definitely use this opportunity to get my girl back. Like, for real. Like, you got shot, you gotta get Cardi on the phone. Your baby's mom too? You got multiple kids? This is your play, bro. Smart. Like, if I'm getting shot, I got her on the phone. I'm like, man, because she got to check in on you. That's the kid's dad, right? Like, how you holding up? Just custody things. Like, do you want the kids this weekend? Oh, man, Cardi, I'm doing bad, man. Like, I was just thinking, the future meme? Like, I can't think of a rhyme that quick, but he's looking at his phone like, yeah, man, just got shot. Like, it made me really put life in perspective. I saw my life flashing before my eyes, and I just knew at that moment I wanted you in my life.
Look at Nadeska's face.
Like, that's me. That's how I got that off. It's like all I could think about was you and the kids, and I can't live in a world where I'm not.
Is Cardi supposed to fall for this?
Of course not. Like, what are you talking about? She seems like a great person who would reach out and check in, but if she's trying to get away from all this drama and focus on her kids and her tour and her music, this is not a good selling point.
She used to love. She was married to that man. She used to love him. There's just the love doesn't go away.
I'm sure she still loves. The love doesn't go away, but that doesn't mean the relationship makes sense.
My life flashed before my eyes. I was just thinking about you and the kids and what y'all mean to me. And I wasn't
Eddie,
living
I
right
thought you
before.
were better than this.
I'm just saying, if I'm living, I'm living in his shoes. I wouldn't do this.
Right.
I would, if I was living in his shoes, I would do this. I might do this. I'm gonna be real with you. If I got shot, I might have to call something back. I might have to circle the block if I got shot.
Shout her out right now?
No, I don't.
You sure?
I'm
because clearly there is something you would circle the block on.
No. There's not.
No, we just heard you, Eddie, say that if you got shot, there's something you gonna call back. So I wanted to know who's that something. Who's that somebody?
I was clearly misspoke.
Oh, got it. I'm just wondering. But speaking of Coachella, weekend one, did you guys see anything you loved at Coachella?
Nope.
Damn.
Did you?
I saw the clips. I love the clips.
That was cool.
I saw the clips. I like seeing them out there.
It was lacking some seasoning. Coachella.
What, the clip or
Coachella?
Coachella
wasn't a lot.
Well, that's because
Sexy Red and Lizzo was out there. That was
cool.
Fun. Yeah.
That was cool. I saw that. That was dope.
Fun.
That was dope.
Just like one thing about the Sahara tent at Coachella is kind of the place for the next up hip hop act, and so it kind of is a bit of a rite of passage for like a rapper to kind of have that space. So Sexy Red kind of had her moment there this year, and I think it kind of speaks to where she's headed and like what she means. It's kind of the party tent, you know what I mean? Like if you go there, you're gonna have a lot of bass and 808s, and so I think she did what she had to do in that position.
Listen, you guys know how I have felt about a lot of these festivals and hip hop for a while.
How do you feel?
I have felt like they're not really contributing to hip hop's health. I think they have given people a false sense of success. Because it's just a festival and that's not really your fans as much as it's just people hanging out. People have jumped on stages prematurely and gotten big bags, and they equate getting paid a lot or making money on festival stages to a level of success. And I've always kind of been like, I think you're kind of jumping ahead and you haven't really developed your own touring and your own fan base and your own thing. And some of these festivals, and
I thought you felt specific about Rolling Loud with that. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that was
I was going to say I didn't realize it was
thing.
across the board because Coachella is like a little bit tougher.
It's been a festival thing too in general because I've always kind of felt like Coachella picks and plucks what's convenient for them, which they do with that's what they do, right?
The point
but I only care about hip hop, so like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, so everybody's going to Coachella.
But you care about R&B though.
Yeah, I care about R&B,
yeah, like,
and I don't even think Coachella embraces R&B.
That's what I'm saying. Like there wasn't a lot of.
But I don't
flavor.
think they ever have embraced like bubbling R&B. Like I don't even that like
or even current, like not even bubbling. Like
Yeah.
I mean, Coachella isn't all about bubbling; it's about what's now.
Yep.
And there wasn't a lot of, from at least what I saw, there wasn't a lot of what's now being represented in the R&B or hip hop space.
I saw Bieber, what Bieber did. I thought that was cool. Happy for Biebs. I heard the whole, business thing that he's kind of recovered and kind of like sold his publishing and then reinvested in himself and then sold merch on the heels of this and that. And Coachella gave him 10 M's. And I love that he brought out Thames and WizKid and they did Essence. And so, I saw some cool stuff.
A couple years ago, I guess when I went, there was some R&B represented, like Victoria Monet was there.
Yep.
Thames was there that year, and then she did bring out Bieber to do Essence. I guess the biggest story I saw was about Bieber playing from the laptop. And some fans loving that and some people feeling like, an artist like Sabrina Carpenter couldn't have done the same thing, but,
Well, isn't the Bieber thing directly tied to the Grammy thing? Because he did that at Grammys. That's kind of like his thing.
He was very stripped down.
Like
at
a
the
stripped
Grammys.
down set?
Yeah, just him and the guitar.
And wasn't
draws.
this also?
No.
This wasn't stripped down like that.
I mean, it was, people called it karaoke. It was like him opening his laptop, interacting with fans, like, what do you want to hear? And him singing. From what I saw, him singing along to
tracks
to YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
But a lot of people say that was like an artistic choice also because like he was discovered on YouTube and this is a way to like reconnect with that era of his life.
I don't really know. Like, I mean, artists make artistic choices all the time. Like, that could definitely be it. It could be, look, man, Bieber's way more successful in his life than I'll ever be. Like, whatever he wants to do on that stage, if his fans are happy with it, if I like it, if he likes it, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, if that's how you want to get your art off and your fans are happy with it, then who am I to say don't do it? Like, it don't.
Well, I mean, you're Eddie from Rap Life Review. How you really feel? That never stopped you before.
I'm kind of hurt with Kanye with the Bieber performance. I'm a little apathetic because I'm also late to it. I was kind of busy this weekend. I saw clips and stuff of it later on. I don't have a strong opinion about it. So if they like it, I love it.
Have you ever had a strong opinion about Coachella?
Not really, nah. Clearly you have feelings about festivals.
Yeah, I just always am worried that, hip hop artists aren't doing their, work and due diligence to really develop the culture and develop their fan base.
I mean, I think we have festivals for it though. Like, think about for the older heads, we're gonna have the Roots Festival. Yeah. When J. Cole had his festival, Tyler has Camp Flog.
Yeah.
So we have festivals.
So I guess it's not all festivals for me. It's just certain festivals that are just kind of like these,
Something in Water when Pharrell was doing that. Like, we definitely have artists that try to put black music, hip hop, R&B, Afrobeat,
and
all
take
that
care
stuff.
of it.
And take care of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hip hop's still missing from the top 10 on Billboard. Nadeska, do you care?
Do I care? Why is that the question? Do I care about the Billboard charts?
Well, I don't care about this story.
No, I don't particularly care about it, but of course then it opens a space for people to start talking about, what's this tweet here about how the Kendrick and Drake beef killed commercial rap music?
That's Isaac Hayes. Shout out to my guy Isaac Hayes, and that's just,
I think that's corny.
That's trolling.
That's such a corny narrative. So here's my thing, right? Okay, so yes, there has been, since Drake has been plotting with Iceman, there has kind of been a missing aspect to hip hop. That is true. I'll acknowledge that. But a whole music genre shouldn't be on the back of one guy. Like, rap is doing something wrong. Because that's a conversation people are having. Like, because he lost the beef and y'all canceled Drake or whatever the verbiage is. Look, now we don't have no hits and no one's outside and no one's having fun. That's fucking asinine to me that we would even put ourselves in a position as a hip hop culture where one person mattered so much that if he wasn't releasing hits, that the whole genre would just cease to be culturally relevant. You know how fucking insane that sounds?
Well, I'm excited for Iceman.
Okay.
So we'll see.
You saw the chairs at the Raptors?
I saw
game?
that.
Yeah.
I saw that. So it seems like it's imminent. So I'm excited for it. We're definitely gonna go listen to it and have a great time with it because Drake puts out great albums and great music. I don't believe that what's happening with top 10s and Hot 100s on billboards with rap has anything to do with the absence of Drake or the presence of Drake. I think it has everything to do with the fragmentation of hip hop. There's a lot of hip hop, and there's phenomenal albums that have come out in the last 6 months that I don't give a shit if mainstream fans and people are consuming it or not. That doesn't, I didn't fall in love with hip hop for that. And I'm not, it doesn't even make or break my profession for that to matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, which kind of dovetails into the kind of whole Coachella convo and my thing with some of these festivals, not all of the festivals, some, where it's just kind of like, okay, so does this matter to helping hip hop fall in love and celebrate itself and create real fans that are really into the music and celebrating these phenomenal albums? We had a great J. Cole album. We had a great Wale album. We had a great Baby Keem album, right? Like, I feel like more of the indictment is about what are we doing and what are you doing as the fan? What are we doing as the pundits? What am I doing as the guy with a radio show to make sure that these albums continue to be played and are a part of people's lives so that people are constantly consuming the music? I think if we're being honest with ourselves, and J. Cole, I always bring up, I still, I Love Her Again off his album, that third verse where he's talking about not listening to hip hop at the same rate we used to listen to hip hop because of all of the other distractions that we have, right? TikTok, Instagram, whatever streamer you're watching, video game you're playing, kids you're taking care of, watching this show, right? There's just a lot of noise in the ecosystem that pulls people away from actually listening to music. Yeah. So, I think it's more about that than it is about one particular artist. And when Drake comes around, look, I hope he's gonna have a #1 album again. And I hope he's got a lot of great music on there for people to consume. It'll be interesting to see if the fragmentation affects him, because guess what? 21 Savage put out an album this year and people was like acting funny about it like it wasn't dope. That shit was fire to me. I don't even know, like, why didn't 21 Savage fans and that shit run up the charts like it normally would? I'm trying to think of someone else who put out an album this year and people was acting like that shit wasn't fire. And
Rocky, right?
Yeah, Rocky.
A$AP Rocky's album for that, which was fire too.
Yeah. What always gets missed too in these discussions like this is easy for the narrative to be like hip hop hasn't had a top 10 hit or whatever. Yeah. You never know what moment you're in either. Like, okay, we're acknowledging hip hop might not have another top 10 hit, but you also got like Harry Styles released an album, BTS released an album. Yeah.
Like Bruno Mars released an album. Guess what? Bruno Mars, I was looking at the charts the other day. Ain't nobody even playing Bruno Mars like that.
So yeah, like it's easy to say that, but it's kind of like always like a sports analogy. People are like, I can't believe Kobe only has one MVP. Then you got to point to the other ones he should have won, where besides Steve Nash. Point to the other ones he should have won. Like you have to eliminate someone to put someone in that spot. So you're pointing at hip hop saying, well, hip hop has in the top 10. Well, look around the musical landscape. There's probably a reason all these other songs are in top 10 because other artists are having a certain moment.
And 10 is so arbitrary. Yeah. Just 10?
Like, so what after that? 11 doesn't count?
Dead? Yeah, like
exactly. Maybe we have like 5 songs in the top like 50 or something.
I'm looking at it right now. Don Toliver, Body, number 25, right? Don Toliver, E85, number 19 right now, right? So, just because it's right outside the top 10, it just doesn't matter anymore because that's where like the fold on the website ends. Like that's so arbitrary.
Which is I think why Nadeska, I asked you the question, do you care? Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I truly do not. I never have really cared about charts, and that's why, again, I was excited about an artist like Isaiah Rashad. We're probably not going to see him in the top 10, but that doesn't mean the projects aren't excellent. Right. And I feel like we overlook a lot of great music when we spend so much time focusing on these stupid details. Like, I don't know, I don't know who really cares about these. I guess I get it. You're an artist, you want to see your music chart, but like, really, as Ebro was saying, the genre is so big right now, like you got to focus on your people and not be just chasing these hits. And I don't know, there was also some rule change they did last year. I don't know how much this affects the top 10 specifically, but they're saying that they have stricter recurrent rules. So they're going to remove long charting songs that are dropping on the chart. So it's also a bit of a rule change. But if you're like a true fan and a music lover, I'm not sure why this should matter to you.
Yeah, I think this conversation gives us a chance to highlight the people who were bubbling last year who might not be top 10 yet, but just like we looked how big Wham Whammy was last year and like Pluto and YK Nieces and Bunna B's, like these are all young artists that broke out and had huge hits that were viral, that were everywhere, that like songs that we should know, maybe not for our demographic that were so big. So
I think G Herbo had like a top 40 record last year or
for
some
sure.
shit like
was
that.
It Went West?
We just talked about Motion Party with Dlow and Bossman. YK Nieces on the Bossman Dlow album. So a lot of things culturally can be hits to us. And honestly, everyone said this a million times. A lot of my favorite artists growing up were never charting like that. Like I love E40. E40 didn't, I don't assume, had that many hits. Like
Yeah, I'm a big Gangstar fan.
yeah, like
Find the top 10 hits for me, please.
yeah, like who you got?
Sugar Free.
Yeah, oh, I love Sugar Free. Like how many hits?
It's not making it to the Billboard top 10.
We never gave a fuck.
Yeah.
All right, Nadeska, throw somebody out there you love. Come on, that never hit.
I just said Isaiah Rashad is the one I'm really looking forward to, and I feel like people should go back and listen to his other albums. While you're worried about these charts, which is like a waste of time, why don't you go revisit some amazing albums? Like so much music drops that there's no way we get to spend enough time enjoying things. So just do that. Go back a little bit.
And also, I probably should add that I don't know who started this Billboard No Hip Hop in the top 10 Billboard. It was likely the team at Billboard who put out the story or somebody who was interested in giving Billboard attention. Yeah. It should probably be noted that some of this happens because hip hop and specifically black music has such high engagement on social media around conversations that this was started to create conversation, which it was successful.
I mean, we're doing it.
Right. You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out. Hey, y'all did that. Good looking, Billboard.
You know what I mean? They got it going. I want to shout out Remy Ma. I didn't shout out her new single, Why You Fucking Lying, WYFL. And she did an On the Radar freestyle. Remy Ma, is already on Apple Music. It's top 10 in New York City, obviously, because it's New York City. But that record's fire. It's gonna be interesting to see what her rollout is on this project because of all of the Papoose and Clarissa and all of what that drama.
Talking crazy with boxers, wow. Couldn't be me, but yeah, do your thing.
Remy don't care about no hands.
I mean, okay, fair. I was gonna say, both their resumes are interesting in different ways.
You're right. My fault. My apologies.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before we wrap today, Nadeska. Wu-Tang. Shout out to my brothers from the Wu-Tang Clan being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also,
Luther, Sade.
Luther Vandross, Sade. Who else did you see?
From Black Music, I just remember the artists that didn't get in from Black Music was Mariah Carey, New Edition, and Lauryn Hill, which I'm disappointed in.
Mm-hmm. Well, it said New Edition was a fan favorite too.
They won the fan vote.
Yeah, they didn't get in.
I don't know enough about.
I voted for y'all, New Edition. I voted for you, Mariah Carey. I voted for you, Lauryn Hill.
Let's see. Other notables in there. Phil Collins.
I voted for him too. I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, Queen Latifah and MC Lyte, they were also honored, but is this separate? It said under the early influence category.
I think that's separate because they weren't on the ballot.
I think that's a special honor.
It's like a side category.
I want to say Questlove and everybody over there at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the last several years have been really well done. I know we don't, I don't like not seeing Lauren make it and Mariah New Edition, but I think they will eventually. Man, Celia Cruz made it. You know what I'm saying? Finally made it in. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? For salsa music. So, but it's still just great.
Yeah, for sure. And it's one of the, I don't like award shows generally. But I had the pleasure of going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the most recent one. And I came with like, all right, cool, let's see what happens. And it was an amazing show. And it's just a celebration of music. And like you go to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even if, I'm not necessarily in the rock space, the cats you see the Hall of Fame got bangers. Yeah. So you be in there and you're like, all right, Jack White, let's go. Let's do this. Like, come on, let's have a good time.
Well, and I used to be on that type of time too, where when you hear the term rock and roll, you don't think black music. And I think...
Well, you should, because we invented it.
That's what I was just about to go to, is that it's one of those foundational Black American music genres of popular music in this country that was an early convergence of like, blues and, gospel. And gospel and these other things. It became rock and roll. And rock and roll, I've told people this, that term is sex, right?
What?
You didn't know that?
Nah.
So, if you ever, so I was raised by women who were born in the 20s in Oklahoma. And that term, rock and roll, it was slang for sex.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was...
So sex, drugs, and rock and roll is kind of redundant.
It is redundant.
Yeah.
Well, it would really just be drugs and rock and roll, or sex and drugs. Yeah. But that was a slang term for sex. You run your Googles and look it up. But anyway, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, shout out to y'all doing a great job.
Yeah.
Nadeska, anything we missed? Anything, Eddie, you want to say before we go to what we really missed with Nick?
No, I'm good. I think we did an excellent job, I think. Maybe.
Maybe. No, you did great. Nick, just a quick album to drop into your What We Missed, the Marlon Craft album too.
Woo, that Marlon
The
Craft.
Internet Killed the Neighborhood.
Nah, bro.
Been enjoying that one.
It's a great New York hip hop album. Y'all, hey, look, if you want like a real, and it's not like when I say New York hip hop, I guess I don't mean like trying to be like Griselda, like it's hardcore, like it's thoughtful, it's dope lyrics. He's a dope lyricist. He was the white in the, you saw the On the Radar Cypher? You guys didn't see that movie? You know, the white kid that was in there getting to the bars? That's Marlon Craft.
Okay. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
His album is called
The Internet Killed the Neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because the young LA rapper Nana just dropped an album called The Internet Killed the Superstar, and he's also on that underground bars type time.
Shout out to Nana, that's the homie too.
Yeah. So maybe
Yo, the internet
Internet
catching a
killing
lot of blowback
out here.
Yeah. Something in
The internet
zeitgeist.
is it's shown the worst of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nick, what you got on What We Missed?
Offset and Lemmy, Where the Baddies. We talked a little bit about that song and what it meant. Two things on that. Where the Baddies, Lemmy is the CEO of the Zeus Network. So we are watching him wear a completely different hat. A lot of people kind of go the opposite way from artist to CEO. He seems to be going the other way. So I think that was just a really interesting
trying to get
play.
in this Zeus
He's going to have a
movie.
show.
Okay.
Offset's gonna have a
Get
show.
to the bag.
Another thing about Offset, I don't think Offset actually performed at Coachella. There's been conflicting reports. That footage
Wait,
that we
what?
see him on the wheelchair, I think that's at the University of Arkansas. I think some way, some reason
What?
that's getting mixed up into where
Yo,
he
this
performed
says
actual
Offset
weekend.
returned to the stage at Coachella this less than
Yeah.
a week after being shot outside.
I tried my best to look it up. Like, he wasn't booked, so whose set did he come out for? Like, so
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure that was from University of Arkansas. So
So Offset went to the University of Arkansas in a
just
wheelchair.
days after being
Got
shot.
Razorbacks. You feel me?
Yeah. There you go. On CTE.
Okay.
And Kanye potentially being diagnosed with it before, right? We usually gets diagnosed after you die. It can only definitively be diagnosed after death, right? But while not yet definitive, researchers can use TES, traumatic encephalopathy syndrome, as a clinical diagnosis for living people. So there is kind of a way to figure out if you got suffered from some of those things. Going back, keeping it on Kanye, talking about how many albums he released since Pablo. This is the 5th album since Pablo. So Yay, Jesus is King was the one. Two Dondas, and then Bully, but also Vultures, which is, I guess, a collab album. So it didn't pop up in that way. Snoop, on the other hand, has dropped 9 albums over the last 10 years. So
That's a lot of albums, man.
Album every year.
yeah. And we'd just like to mention that Bush, that album with Snoop and Pharrell, with Charlie Wilson and Kendrick and Rick Ross, great album.
Okay.
Great album.
That's one of your favorites?
Yeah, it's a fucking incredible album, man. That shit goes crazy. Ebro, when we missed, Ebro admitted to theft.
He did?
Yeah, Ebro admitted to theft.
At the strip club? Yeah, because that is the stripper's money. Yeah, you are. Yeah,
Well, nah, it's still in the air. It hasn't hit the ground.
Nah. That's like international waters type shit. It's
a gray area?
Yeah, like,
It's a gray area.
Nah,
If it lands, how far are you reaching your hand out to get the money?
Nah, it's right
Once
here.
it hits the ground.
Nah, it's right here.
Yeah,
It was a bundle right here.
Yeah, man. That's Ruby's money. Strawberry, that's her money. That ain't on our strip clubs. That's their strip clubs. Strawberry. Like, we wouldn't have no strawberry.
Back to this Buddy album. We talked about it a little bit. I just want to talk about some of the sounds that he goes through. He's got like the new West Coast sound on there, some G-Funk on there, the neo soul. He's got like guitar R&B on there. Huey Briss is on the album. Fawcett, these are LA artists. Kalen 2 Pharrell's on the album.
No, the Buddy album is
Hit
incredible,
jams.
bro.
It's a great listen with a lot of range. Yeah.
He always delivers great projects too.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure we shouted out those people. And that about wraps it, man.
There it is, Rap Life Review. Nadeska, shout to Dlow, feel better, bro.
Yeah.
Nadeska, great seeing you long distance. I gotta say, the studio over there looks phenomenal on camera. I've never seen it from, you know what I'm saying? It looks good. It looks good. It's a great
It's a little
look.
bit lonely here, but hopefully you'll be back next week.
Maybe that brings out some real angst in you that we've never seen before. Like when you're by yourself in there, you got some real, you know what I mean? Like you're ready to be like, nah,
I have
fuck.
less patience to just talk about shit that I don't care about.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not really great for work. I'm sorry.
Or it's
it is
really good for
phenomenal.
work. Yeah.
It was good.
Thanks, Nick. I'll take that from Nick. I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, what was that?
Fuck me.
Yeah,
Whatever.
or me.
I tried to support her earlier.
Why
you know
she-
what? You are
Love y'all.
irritated. Yeah, fuck it. Rap Life Review. Throw it in the Nadeska thing.
What's up? Appreciate you checking out an episode of the Rap Life Review. We're here every week. If you want to subscribe on Apple Music, YouTube, you'll never miss an episode. Get in the conversation, hit us in the comments, hit that like button. We'll see you next week.